Walter or the crease of run jeans with Travolta, we was dancing like machines.
Up next, the Bulls taking on the Celtics. For Chicago, it's been a bumpy road as of late, dropping 4 of their last 5. Celtics, Bulls, it's next. Welcome to Thursday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. Glad to have you along. This is Brian Anderson with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And out on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. And as we are about to turn over the calendar, these are the rookies who are set to dominate the league for years to come. Let's look at the rookie race. Hey, look at Buzelis. He's hanging towards the back of the pack in the early goings. But there's still time left for him to have a breakout performance.
And the crop of rookies this year is just full of talented players. It's going to be fun to watch them battle for the award.
Well, they're already making their presence felt and really showing they belong. That's what it's all about as they begin their, hopefully, long and productive NBA career.
And the starting group for Chicago. Gideon White there to make the backcourt. Zach Collins out there with Buzelis. And it's Williams in at the small forward position. And for the Celtics, Pritchard and White at the 1 and the 2. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Hauser in at the small forward. And you look at Matas Buzelis. Size, touch, feel for the game too, Greg.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who will keep things moving.
Now here's White. Really struggled in the loss against Golden State. Three-pointer, Buzelis. He drops it from range.
I think it's great to see that kind of confidence in a young guy like Buzelis.
Outside White. Porzingis with a screen on White. Back to Pritchard. Lets it go from deep. Fires in the triple.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Buzelis. Another 3 for Chicago.
The shots are certainly falling for him here in the early stages.
Boston has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Here's Pritchard. Porzingis with a screen on Giddey. Here's Pritchard. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Pritchard's got 5.
Well, the analytics would say take either that shot or something from downtown.
Right side Giddey. Boston with a rebound.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Tatum passes to Porzingis. Here's Pritchard. 6 on the shot clock. Porzingis misses. The Bulls have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Now here's Giddey. Not a lot of room. And there's another one for the Bulls.
Giddey continues to work on improving his offensive game, including his mid-range jumper.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Outside Tatum. Pass to Hauser. Launches a 3. Buzelis grabs the board. And so it's White with it. He brings it up for Chicago. Here's Collins. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. White looking it over. Porzingis sets a screen. White, the pass to Porzingis. And it's Chicago with a board. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And the win was there for them, but they just let it get away. Just couldn't make enough plays late.
Well, this has to be a frustrating loss because they actually played well. but it still wasn't enough for them to get the win.
Now here's White. No points so far. Lets it fly. The shot by Buzzell is no good.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert, but that time he just couldn't get it done.
Porzingis passes to Pritchard. Porzingis with a screen on Giddey. Here's Pritchard. Back to Porzingis. Stolen by Collins. Outside, Williams takes it inside. This shot's good on the assist by Giddey.
Yeah, something Giddey has always done well is share the ball. Tough to miss that wide open man.
Boston trailing. White with it. He's been contributing over 15 a game. Pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard to snap the cold streak. Nails it from 3. Pritchard's got 8.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Collins, no good. The Celtics have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Pass to Hauser. Here's Porzingis. Collins defending. Collins against Porzingis. Back to Tatum. The 3. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Chicago has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. You know, Stan, for a team with such a proud history, the last decade has been a tough one for the Bulls.
Yeah, Brian, it really has. They've had competitive teams, but they haven't won a full playoff series since 2014. And for such a dedicated and passionate fan base, that's been really difficult for them, let alone the front office and people that want to turn this thing around as quickly as they can.
Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. Pass to Tatum. Here's Porzingis. That ball. Nice feed that time from Tatum. He's got 5.
Well, hey, you set Porzingis up and he'll knock him down. Terrific off the catch.
White looking it over. Collins a screen. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Checked in. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. You take a look at New York, they've come down in the rankings a little, landing in the 5th spot for now.
Checking out Boston, they've been extremely competitive, maybe some ups and downs there, but it seemed like they were just figuring things out. They got to get that energy back. I see him right here.
Giddey against Tatum. Charity stripe shot. Nice D from Tatum. Celtics lead by 3. White, the pass to Tatum. He's off on that one. Giddey with a defensive effort. Chicago with the ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, I think they'd like to forget that game. You usually want to find some teaching moments, but in this case, it might be best to just destroy the tape.
Well, everyone has off nights. They just need to make sure that they bounce back strong.
White for 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Outside White. Collins a screen. White can't hit. Boston has gone 4 of 6 from deep to start this game. Kick out to White. Outside Tatum. Cornette sets a screen. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one's on Zach Collins.
Yeah, from the moment he entered the league, Tatum's shown so many different moves. A polished offensive force.
First free throw is good. Grant, you think it's too early in the season to try and forecast where teams are going to end up?
You know, B.A., yes and no. I think we have a handful of teams whose fates might already be determined, but we always have a couple of surprise teams that come out of nowhere. That's what makes the season so much fun to watch.
Davison, he's checked in for White. Now here's Giddey. He's been contributing over 15 a game, and the shot's good.
Laser focus from White. The moment that pass was headed to him, he was ready.
To the wing, right side. Here's Pritchard. Giddey defends. Got a hand on it. DeSumo outside. Pass to White. Now here's Giddey. Three-pointer. Knocks down the triple. And it's now just a one-point Boston lead.
And Giddey is working to improve this part of his game. The defense at least has to respect his three.
Here's Davison. Here's Pritchard. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Pass to DeSumo. Outside White. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Timeout. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Ball comes in for Giddey. Now looking at the 2K leaderboard, specifically which teams have created a lot of turnovers and cashed in on the other end during the last 10 games. Number one, the Celtics.
Well, over these last few games, they've been putting excellent pressure on the ball handlers and then turning those forced errors into easy points.
Fires from 14. The shot no good.
That wasn't a bad shot. Defense played a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Pass to Cornette. He can't get that one to fall. Ooh, excellent D there from Smith. White for three. Drops in the three. White's got his second bucket on the night.
I just love the ball move.
Here's Davison. Yet to see a basket. Outside Tatum. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Chicago leading. White, the pass to Ball. Lays it up and banks it in.
And I like the mix of power and agility Ball uses inside. One way or another, he's going to get a shot.
Here's Davison. Pass to Hauser. Here's Cornette. Cuts off the pass. 3-on-3. Here's Horton Tucker. Another three for Chicago.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Pritchard comes in for Davison, who's Ellis is checked in for Chicago. 1:27 left in the first quarter. Here's Pritchard. He's coming off a 25-point game against Milwaukee. Pass to Cornette. Here's Shireman. The steal. Dosunmu outside. Smith with it. Picked by Smith. Here's Ball. Driving in. And last year was an epic season for the Celtics. Obviously ending with their 18th title.
Yeah, they were by far the best team in the league all season. 64-18 in the regular season. They had the 5th best point differential in league history, led by the most efficient offense of all time. A very worthy champion.
White, he's checked in for Boston. He hits the second from the line.
And it's been interesting watching Ball find his place in the league. He's done a good job improving his game and focusing on the things he does best.
Outside White. Cornette sets a screen. White, the pass to Cornette. Ooh, stolen by Smith. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Pass to Buzelis. Three-pointer. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Pritchard. Give him 8 points now. Porzingis with a screen on Ball. Here's Hauser. White on the wing. Shot clock at 6. To end the run. No good that time. And so it's Chicago up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Their work from distance has been impressive, and it's put them in this lead right now. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight, turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
Pritchard and White at the 1 and the 2. Kristaps Porzingis out there with Luke Cornette. And it's Hauser in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Boston 5. Here's Porzingis. Got it off in time to beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Chicago leading by 8. And here's Horton Tucker to the inside. Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
A mistake by the defense. You can't let Ball's teammates get open because he will find them.
Pritchard, the pass to White. Cornette sets a screen. To the paint. And it's Dosunmu with the rebound.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
And the basket by Horton Tucker.
Slow defensive rotation. Causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Celtics trail by 13. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Goes up from the block. Here's Porzingis. It's picked off. Now here's Dosunmu. He's guarded by White. Dosunmu outside. And the foul called on Kristaps Porzingis. That'll be a second foul of the game.
2 fouls for him now in the first half. He's going to have to be really smart going forward.
Dosunmu outside. Inside. Smith passes to Ball. No good with the triple. Boston has gone 4 of 8 from 3. A nice percentage. From 7 feet away, here's Kornet. And there's a 3-second violation.
It's so easy to get frustrated when you make mistakes, but you have to keep battling.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Outside Horton Tucker. Yep, that one's good. Horton Tucker's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Outside White. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line from there. And coach, you look at Derek White, maybe not the biggest name, but he is a winning player.
Yeah, Brian, he's one of the most underrated players in the league. He's got a great feel for the game at both ends of the court. He is tremendously solid across the board.
Boston making a switch here. Cade has checked in.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Tries a 10-footer, and too long on the shot.
Mixing it up inside, just coming up empty-handed.
Pass to Pritchard. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Bulls. Dosunmu, right side. Here's Smith. Queta pulls it in.
Aggressive mindset, but the defender just as determined to send him away empty-handed.
Porzingis is double. Outside White. Here's Queta, covered by Smith. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. That's on Jalen Smith. Well, Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hard-working, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. He's checked in for Boston. And a change for the Bulls. Herter's checked in.
Substitution on the... court.
Smith passes to Herter. Ball outside. Kicked by Smith. Fires for 3. Boston pulls it in. Defeated by Milwaukee in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they know they should have played better in that one. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Yeah, look, that's not the kind of performance they would have liked. But the one good thing about this league, the next game's always right around the corner.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Here's Ball. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. He'll stand for the Bulls. The DeRozan, Levine, Vucevic era didn't lead to the playoff success they hoped for.
No, Brian, 2 losses in the play-in tournament and just 1 playoff appearance, which resulted in a quick first-round exit. Changes were definitely necessary.
Both teams will make substitutions, and he sinks the second. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Now here's Tatum. He had a 30-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
Yeah, tricky area for some guys, but not Tatum. He can hurt you from mid-range.
Ball finds Smith. to Horton Tucker. Over Tatum. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Well, when you get that kind of look inside, you have to capitalize.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, in today's high-scoring NBA, every position has to be a threat. All-star Donovan Mitchell said, "We're getting away from the point guards who are just floor generals. It's passing and scoring that you're starting to see, and your level of scoring allows you to be a better playmaker. Teams have to respect that."
No doubt, Allie. Thank you. And checking out some numbers for Coby White.
Effective field goal percentage is a great way to measure his performance over the previous 10 games. It's been much improved, a sign that his game has been evolving.
Some changes for Chicago. Collins, he's checked in for Ball, and it's Josh Giddey in for Jones. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Yeah, they're playing a much more physical game here in the second quarter.
Now here's White, 15 in his last outing. Ooh, here's White on the drive.
He led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing the route. That was impressive.
And Giddey has got the ball here for the Chicago Bulls. Pass to Horton Tucker, picked by Smith. Left side, Horton Tucker. Kicks it out to Collins. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. And here's Boston. They're on an 11-3 run. Oh, you better get out of Derek White's way.
They're really working the paint now.
Bulls leading by 5. Collins outside. Pass to Horton Tucker. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Some changes for Chicago. Williams comes in for Smith, and it's Coby White in for DeSumo. Now here's White. He's got 7. Six to shoot. Chicago with a rebound. Giddey with it. Now guarded by White. Pass to White from the arc. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got 3 assists now in this one.
And I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
Here's Shireman. He's scoreless. Outside White. Here's Shireman. Left side Tatum. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Williams. Pass to Horton Tucker. Collins with it. Outside White. Here's the 3. Queta pulls it in.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in those possessions.
And finished off by Tatum.
Well, Tatum has some length on him. Gets down that lane in a hurry.
Outside White. Back to Giddey. Tatum against Williams. Pass to Horton Tucker. And here's Giddey. Outside Horton Tucker. Beyond the arc. The shot, no good. Celtics trail by 9. Here's Queta. Outside White. Pass to Hauser. Tatum feeling it out a bit. That won't go either for Tatum. Bulls leading by 9. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
He's got free throw attempts 4 and 5 here. That one's off. Stand back in your early coaching days. What was the dynamic working with the front office?
Well, I was in good situations, and so you need the coach and the front office in sync, where you're all working toward the same goals and you understand what the process is going to look like.
And how in sync were you when Stan was the coach and Stan was the front office?
We had problems then because the coach didn't like the front office very often, and the front office was always unhappy with the coach.
Nice. Now here's Horton Tucker. He's got 14. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. More and more we're seeing international players come into the league who are NBA ready, Grant.
It really is a sight to see, BA. And some of those guys start playing pro ball when they're 16 or 17 years old. It toughens you up real quick playing against older competition at that age.
Walsh is checked in for Hauser. So he gets to both.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and getting himself to the line.
Here's Pritchard. Give him 8 points now. For 3, Porzingis. From deep range, KP hits it.
A big man with big-time range. Porzingis is a legit threat from three-point line.
Outside White. Pass to Giddey. Jacks up a 3. Good. 3rd basket in 6 attempts.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Walsh. And here's Tatum. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
Chicago leading by 10. Outside White. Here's Horton Tucker. And a miss there on the triple. Boston's gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. White pass to Tatum. 1:52 left in the second. And finished by Tatum. Wow!
That's a big-time move by Jason Tatum. I don't know how many style points you give him on that one.
Oh, doing damage above the rim. That was our AT&T 5G slam cam. 1:36 left in the second quarter. Here's White. Rebounded by the Celtics. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Just imagine if he was shooting better. The lead would be even bigger.
Here's Pritchard. Give him 8 points now. Got it. Pritchard's got 10.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Giddey passes to Horton Tucker. Here's Buzelis. Pounded by Tatum. Outside Horton Tucker. To the middle. Here's Collins. He makes it from the left block. Collins has got his first basket. There's 45 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Here's Pritchard. He's got 10. Pass to White. All sorts of time. And it's Giddey with a rebound.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
It's just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And give them credit for making a more concerted effort to get to the line this quarter.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And he makes it first.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
Now Giddey. Outside, Williams. And the 3 off target. And so it's Chicago, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. They've been aggressive in transition and find themselves in front. Back after this.
And thank you for joining us as with 2 quarters in the books, it's looking good for the Chicago Bulls.
The defense should get a talk. They've been getting splashed on all game. And I'm just sitting back watching the show.
And as great as they've been, the show still has a second act. It can all change in a flash.
Can you say splash on TV?
And right now, let's see who's jostling for Rookie of the Year.
These first-year guys, very impressive so far. Now it is, who can sustain this level of play?
And the key is to follow your routine. Strength, condition, I'm not going to say diet because I'm not on a diet, but all the things you weren't thinking about when you were in school.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the 3rd quarter with Brian Anderson.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Talen Horton-Tucker. He's been playing really well.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Celtics trail by 8. Stan, it's hard to believe, but the Bulls have not won a playoff series since 2015.
Well, look, Brian, it's hard to win in this league. And when you're rebuilding, trying to find the mix that'll get you over the top is a difficult chore.
Long way from those Michael Jordan glory days. Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. Gideon White pair to make the backcourt. Williams is out there with Buzelis. And it's Collins in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Giddey. Shot clock at 5. The kick out to White. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. And let's take a look at the first-year players who have really brought it on the offensive end. Here are the NBA's leading rookie scorers. 5th best, Matas Buzelis.
And it's always hard to predict how easily young players will adapt to the league. But on the offensive end, he's really hit the ground running.
White, the pass to Porzingis. Nifty move. What a finish from Porzingis.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And Giddey has got the ball here for the Bulls. Collins outside. Pass to White. Williams with the screen. From deep. Sends it home from 3-point land. Williams has got 5.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
3rd quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Fires the 3. And out of bounds. It'll be Chicago ball.
Miscommunication oftentimes leads to turnovers. That's something they'll want to discuss.
Bulls leading by 9. Down low. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, this is a highlight of Giddey's game. His innate ability to set others up.
Here's Pritchard. They've only allowed 2 points so far in the second half. White for 3. 3-pointer goes up. 3-pointer goes down for White.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Boston's gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Hauser passes to White. Porzingis with it. Another one falls for Boston.
They've got the offense.
Timeout.
3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
Headed to the floor right now is Celtics Entertainment. Once again for Celtics Entertainment.
Chicago leading by 6. Giddey passes to Collins. Outside White. Pass to Collins. The three. The kick out to White. Here's Buzelis. Gets the three to fall. Buzelis has got 9.
And he doesn't waste any time at all. Buzelis got the ball and just attacked right away.
Porzingis with a screen on White. It's White with a drive. Inside. White gets it to go.
Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
Giddey against White. Outside. Williams. Off target from outside. Celtics trail by 7. On the wing, Tatum. Porzingis sent a screen. TP to the cup. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one's on Zach Collins.
Well, that's just reading the situation. Porzingis taking advantage of an open lane.
Stan, we've seen a resurgence for Kristaps Porzingis over the last few seasons. What changed?
Well, Brian, he really dug down into the numbers, identifying his best shot profile and really focusing on that. It's helped his efficiency.
Now here's Williams. 7 points in the game. Collins left side. White with it. Now guarded by White. 5 to shoot. White against Porzingis. White can't hit. Boston has gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. It's tipped and stolen by Williams. Here's Giddey. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off of transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
Here's Pritchard. 10 points for him. Shot. The kick to Tatum. Clock at 6. Tatum on the drive. It's good. Tatum's got 14 points.
Terrific job of challenging the defense there by Tatum.
Giddey with it. He's got 11. Pass to White. Now here's Collins. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Bulls lead by 9.
Well, because he's a good scorer, White attracts attention, and that creates passing.
Outside White. Here's Pritchard. Launches it. Collins with the rebound. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, guys, drawing charges is an art. The Warriors' Brandon Podziemski led the league last season, and he said, I'm not going to jump with anybody at the rim and block them. This is another form of rim protection. And Brian, while some have labeled them dangerous and called for charges to be taken out of the game, they remain a winning play.
Yeah, that's a good point, Allen. Thanks. Here's Giddey. Following the bucket by Boston. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Three-pointer, Buzelis hits the trifecta. He's got 12.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Here's Pritchard. To the paint. Here's Queta. Chicago with a rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Tatum against White. Outside Giddey. Pass to Buzelis. 6 to shoot. Outside White. Off the mark there with a 3.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact. contact.
Smith, he's checked in for Chicago. The Sumu comes in for Giddy. Bulls leading by 10. DeSumo outside. And that one is stuffed right through.
Yeah, that's a great find by White. He's such a clever and deceptive combo guard.
Here's Pritchard. 10 points for him. Outside Tatum. Pass to Shireman from downtown. And it's Chicago with a board. Smith's got 4 rebounds now. To the inside. Here's Collins. Collins drawing the double team. Three-pointer, Buzelis sinks it from distance. Timeout. Buzelis has got 9 points in the quarter.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. Horton Tucker, he's checked in for Chicago. Celtics trail by 15. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Tatum. Here's Shireman. To the wing on the left. And there's the foul. It's on Ayo DeSumo. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Tatum, a screen on White. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Tatum! Money from deep!
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Here's DeSumo. And denied! He sends it right off the glass. From outside the arc. Hauser grabs the board. Hauser's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Pritchard. He's got 10. Six on the shot clock. Here's Shireman. He's covered by DeSumo. And it's Shireman missing. Bulls leading by 12. Right side White. Pass to DeSumo. Now here's Horton Tucker. He's covered closely. For 3, Collins. Hauser grabs the board. Hauser's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. And here's Tatum from behind the arc. And it's DeSumo with the rebound. Outside White. Collins outside. Pass to Horton Tucker. DeSumo on the wing. Shoots over Tatum. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
But when they're playing off you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
Here's Pritchard. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Pritchard's got 13 now.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
DeSumo outside for 3. He buries it from 3. And the Bulls lead by 12.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Hauser can't get it to go. And the Bulls shooting 46%, a decent average so far. Back to DeSumo. Smith passes to Horton Tucker. Outside White. The shake on the tape. Rips it home off a terrific move.
Well, at first, White shows the burst. Then, the control off the ground.
Here's Pritchard. 13 points in the game. Pass to Keita. Here's Shireman. This one for three. Horton Tucker grabs the miss. Dosunmu on the wing. Now White. The three ball. Another three for Chicago.
Well, that's now his third triple of the game. First here in this second half.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Both teams deciding to change it up. And let's have a look at the two guards who have been the most efficient shooters over the last month. Kobe White third.
I mean, just a terrific group. All of these players are in danger of getting red hot from outside at any given moment.
Well, it's the kind of reliable shooting a team needs from the two spot. It makes the defense work a lot harder when they have to stay active all over the floor.
Horton Tucker grabs the miss.
That is a rarity. When he takes flight, he usually hammers it home.
Now the Celtics on the move. Here's Porzingis. The kick out to White. Pass to Hauser. Back to White. Porzingis in the post. He's against Smith, and he gets that one. Porzingis has got 9 points in the quarter.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Now here's White, guarded closely. Dosunmu on the wing. And so it's Chicago liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. And it's their three-point accuracy that has helped them build such a healthy lead. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Kristaps Porzingis, and it's Walsh in at the power forward position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Inside, here's Ball, and Ball throws it down.
Yeah, nice work from Ball. Able to absorb the hit and still capitalize. Just impressive.
And we all know about Stan the analyst and Stan the coach, but when you played in college, what was your game like, Stan?
Hey, Brian, I had the game that would get you beat as a coach. I will say my greatest strength was this. I was never once accused of overpassing.
The black hole. That is Stan Van Gundy. Hauser, that's good.
Well, at 7-2, Porzingis has a great view of the floor. It allows him to spot open passes.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Smith. To the middle. Pass to Phillips. Let's go with a three. Boston pulls it in. Hauser's got his 6th rebound on the night. Porzingis against Smith. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Using smarts instead of just strength, Porzingis uses the fake before attacking.
At the line for 2 shots.
And he makes both free throws.
Finally getting himself to the free throw line. He was sitting back in the first half with no free throws to show for it.
Pass to Smith. The three is up. Buries it from 3.
Smith.
And the Bulls lead by 16.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Now here's White. Yep, that one goes.
I like that from White. Attacking the heart of that defense.
Bulls leading by 14. And here's DeSumo. Outside Horton Tucker. Boston pulls it in. White's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Hauser. Three-pointer off the mark.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Smith outside. And here's DeSumo. Pass to Horton Tucker. Off target from three-point range.
That's a look he couldn't pass up. He just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Porzingis. Porzingis taking the contact.
Well, he's called the unicorn for a reason. Porzingis doing unicorn-type things tonight.
Now here's Smith. Here's Horton Tucker. That one falls.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Now here's White. Outside Porzingis. Pass to Hauser. Down low. Oh, Porzingis getting it done inside.
On the offensive end, Porzingis has been so dialed in, making the most of every scoring opportunity he gets.
White against ball. DeSumo up top. Smith outside. 4-3. Hauser grabs the board. Hauser's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by White. White's got his 5th assist in this one. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense given the situation.
And Boston with some changes. Queta comes in for Porzingis. And it's Tatum in for Hauser. And a change for the Bulls. Giddey's checked in for Phillips. Now here's Ball. Here's Horton Tucker. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Since hitting 2 triples in the first half, he's been non-existent from out there.
Tatum. Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Ball right side. Boston pulls it in.
Oh, nice job protecting the rim. Turning an easy bucket into a miss.
Here's Davison. The shot won't fall. Good D by Ball. Pass to Smith. The 3 is up. No good.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that, it doesn't go down.
Davison, pass to White. Right wing. On the wing, Tatum. 5 on the clock. And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's foul number 2 for him.
As the game has gone on, they've had trouble protecting the rock.
Pritchard's checked in for Boston. Bulls leading by 8. Outside Giddey. Outside White. Shot clock at 6. To win the drought. Giddey into the lane. And it's good on the lay-in. And the Bulls lead by 10.
Once Giddey saw his opening, he took advantage. I mean, defenders just could not keep up.
Pass to Pritchard. Inside. Stolen by Collins. Now here's Giddey. White for 3. That's good. now his 7th made field goal in 15 tries.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. And Boston with some changes. Porzingis has checked in for Queta, and it's Hauser in for Walsh. And a change for the Bulls. Buzelis has checked in for Smith. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team, and it was a frustrated huddle. Coaches and players were angry about the turnovers, players trying to hold each other accountable. They're fed up with sloppy play. Let's see how they respond. Guys?
And Allie, thank you for that.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Now here's Giddey. Williams finds White. Williams with the screen. The open shot, White. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Back to Pritchard. White with the steal. It's Giddey on the wing. He's guarded by White. Takes one from 10 feet. And that one's good. Giddey.
Assist.
Giddey's got 4 points this quarter.
So pure to watch Giddey pop like that. The guy can score it.
Outside Tatum. Pass to Pritchard. Outside Tatum. To halt the run. Hey, it's Porzingis slamming it home.
Well, this is the dirty work you love to see Porzingis doing. Saving the play and hitting them a bucket.
Here's Buzelis. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Too easy for a guy of his caliber. The D must put up more of a fight down there.
Yeah, they can't let him even get into that space. If he gets good position on the block, it's trouble.
Tatum way outside. And Tatum buries it from long distance.
I know it's a long three, but for guys like Tatum, that's just a normal shot.
Outside, Williams. Giddey passes to Williams. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Kristaps Porzingis picks one up.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And he knocks down the first one. Walsh is checked in for Hauser. And Williams drops them both.
And really strong at the line since the break.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Celtics trail by 16. Outside White. Takes a 3. They get the rebound. Tatum gets the bucket.
Yeah, nice hustle by Tatum. When an all-NBA level guy is giving effort like that, it's infectious.
Now here's White. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Giddey.
3 points.
Giddey's got 8 assists here tonight.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
Giddey with it. Now guarded by White. With the step back. Pass to Buzelis. Takes the 3. Tatum pulls it in. Boston's got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the 4th. Pritchard, the pass to Porzingis. out to White. To the right side. Here's Pritchard. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for Chicago. They led by as many as 18. The 11-footer. That one off the back iron and out. Celtics trail by 14. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Fires from deep. Rebound by the Bulls.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Personal foul. 4th team foul. Shooting for Chicago.
That's good from White.
Well, it took a little while, but White has established himself as a big-time scorer, and he does it from all 3 levels.
Chicago leading by 15. Now Giddey. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
I like seeing Giddey chip.
And they've stopped the action here. They're using their coach's challenge to see if they can get this foul.
Josh Giddey, 2 shots.
Stands.
The play is under video review.
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And now let's present our New Balance player of the game, Coby White.
Yeah, he really got after it tonight. I mean, they asked him to provide a big chunk of the offense, and wow, he responded. The defense had no idea how to contain him.
You could tell all that losing was starting to get to him, and they looked at him to help him get back on the right path. That's exactly what he was able to do here tonight. Back to Pritchard. Tatum with him. Outside Porzingis. Here's Pritchard. Misses the 3. Chicago leading by 16. 1:52 left in the final quarter. Pass to Buzelis. Outside Giddey. 6 to shoot. Williams with the screen. Lets it fly. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Giddey's got 10 points here in the second half. Boston's shooting just a phenomenal clip. 59% here in the 4th. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Puts up a 3. Knocks it down from distance. Tatum's got 10 points in the quarter.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Bulls.
Man, the bench brought lots of energy tonight.
I'll tell you, when your reserves can score like that, it puts your team in a great position to win.
And this will push their total wins for the year up to 11.
And with the win, the season series is tied 1-1. You have to love how competitive these games have been with 2 more left to play.
And no question this was a team effort, but you have to love how big a night this was for Coby White.
Well, just a fantastic job of distributing the ball. When you're able to see the floor like that and take advantage of what the defense gives you, it's huge.
And Chicago has possession, following the bucket by Boston. White against White. Outside Giddey. Collins a screen to the inside. And Collins with the slam.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
And so here is Chicago. And here's Giddey. So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
Kobe, this team did a great job of spreading the ball around and just getting everyone involved, including yourself. Can you elaborate on how?
We were just being unselfish. You know, we don't really care who scored. We just want to win the game. You got to stay ready. Like I always say, got to stay locked in and got to stay focused. We all came out, we played hard, and we got the job done in the ring.
Everyone was ready tonight. Thanks, Kobe.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Coby White.